Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Tina, and today we're going to be making my favorite dish, Dal Chawal, or also known in English as lentil soup with rice. So let's go ahead and get started with the ingredients. We will first be using 1/4 of a cup of masoor dal, 1/4 of a cup of moong dal, and 1/4 of a cup of urad dal. And if you'd like, you could use one dal, and if you'd like to make it fancier, use all three. Then we'll go next to our spices. We will be using a teaspoon of salt, a heaping teaspoon of red chili powder, a heaping teaspoon of haldi, also known as turmeric, a 1/4 of a teaspoon of garam masala, 1 teaspoon of crushed chili flakes. This is optional. If you don't like it spicy, you could omit this, not a problem. Next would be 1 teaspoon of zira or cumin seeds, 1/2 a bay leaf, and ginger garlic paste. Next item we will also need, just to make this dish more flavorful, is going to be our tadka, or our topping. So we will need 3 scallions, and this is optional, guys. Not needed, but I love the taste of this altogether. Scallions, so I use 3 roughly, 1/2 a teaspoon of cumin seeds, 1/2 an onion chopped, and 1 whole serrano chili pepper. We will also need some oil. You could use any oil you like, or ghee. Ghee is also a very popular item to use, even butter for more flavor. But if you want to keep it very light, just regular canola oil. 1 heaping cup of rice. And as you can see, I'm not using a standard measuring cup. I'm using a mug. And then water. There is no measurement for water. It's just going to be as much as you need for the dal. But for the rice, if you're using 1 mug of rice, then you'll need 2 cups of water, 2 mugfuls of water. It's a 2-to-1 ratio. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, guys, so I went ahead and rinsed my lentils because sometimes they have a starchy residue left over when they're dry. So I rinsed all of them. If you'd like your dal to cook faster, you could soak these for an hour if you'd like, but I didn't want to. I have enough time, so I'm going to just throw it into the pot and let it cook all at once. So let's go ahead and get started on that one. So I'm going to just add some water. Hold on. Let's go ahead and add some water here. Look at that steam. All right. So you can see I used the entire pitcher of water. And that's close to at least maybe around 1/2 a liter to 1 liter. All right. So we're just going to add, and I use my hands. I don't care if you want to use a spoon, any utensil, please do so. I use my hands because this is home food. This is humble food. All right. And then my masoor dal. All right, perfect. And another reason I love this dish is not only that this is a humble food, it's storage friendly, and you could freeze this up to an entire month. If you make a lot of it, you could store it in individual little containers and freeze it and take it out whenever you want it. And all you have to do is then just boil some rice and then have it, eat it. And then I'm going to just take my array of spices that I had discussed before and just dump. Pretty easy, right? I love these dump type recipes. All right. So let this simmer. And if you see that the lentil is not cooked thoroughly, add more water. That's why I had mentioned before that I'm not going to say how much water you need, because each individual is different. Some people like their dal or lentil soup soupy, very thin. You could add more water to it. And if you feel that your dal is thick enough, you know, and that's what you like, that works too. All right. And as well as, so we have completed this part and we'll let it cook. And so we'll go ahead and next time we'll add our rice and soak this for at least a half an hour. We need to soak our rice so that your individual kernels will come out individually and look beautiful. So let's go ahead and soak our rice and then we'll be right back. Alright, so it has been at least 30 to 35 minutes since I have soaked my rice. I dumped out the starchy water and I am turning on my stove on high, and then I'm going to add 2 cups of water. So let me just dump the 2 cups here, and just remember, as I had mentioned earlier, 1 cup of rice and 2 cups of water. A 2-to-1 ratio is always the right way to go with any rice. Alright, so let's just get that going for a boil. I don't add any salt or any seasoning to this, mainly because the lentil soup itself has a lot of spices, seasoning. You don't want to over season and it becomes just overwhelming. So I like to keep something very stable and simple, and that's our rice. So I will now go to our dal. So our dal, it's been close to maybe 40 minutes, and this is how our dal looks. It looks absolutely wonderful. I need to let it cook for maybe another 10 minutes. I like a thicker consistency. This is a little more thinner for me. And then while this is cooking, I'm gonna go to our tadka. Now this is an optional part. However, it makes the dal taste absolutely amazing. So I have some oil in here already, and I am going to add some of my onions first. All right. So let this start becoming golden brown. And this is some leftover oil that I had that I just infused some spices. Therefore, you could see a little golden color already. But let this cook a little bit, and I'm going to just turn this up on high so that I could get a quicker golden color going. And then I just tasted my dal. I'm going to omit the chilies because the dal already is spicy enough for me. So I don't want to add more spices. But if you like it super duper spicy, go ahead and add it. So also, while I'm letting this golden, when it comes to a light golden color, that is when I'm going to add my green onions. Again, this one is also optional. Individuals like to add tomato. That's also an option that you can add. If you don't even want to do the onions or the chilies, my mother, she just adds the cumin seeds, fries it, and just adds it to the oil, to the dal, and it tastes just as amazing. Keep it simple, nothing fancy. Again, this is humble food. Whatever you have in your pantry will work. So this is, you can see slightly it's turning golden. We'll be almost there. And let's just keep on watching this a little bit. You can see the beautiful color transitioning. Also, whenever you get a chance, stir your dal so it doesn't get stuck onto the bottom of the pan. And having residue on the corner of the pan, it's perfectly fine. It happens to the best of us. Alright, it looks beautiful. And I also forgot to mention, if you don't have bay leaf, this is also a very optional spice. You don't need to have it. You can keep it very basic and your dal will turn out just as good. All right, and then we'll go back to our onions right here. You can see it's turning beautifully golden. I'm going to now, at this point, add my green onions. And I'm going to add my cumin seeds last because they have a tendency to burn faster. And I'm not going to turn this the green onions golden. I'm going to let it stay slightly raw. You could see that it has a beautiful green, vibrant color coming out. This is exactly the state that I want. And I'm adding my cumin seeds now. We do not want anything to burn. So slow and steady, there's no rush. All right. And if you add ghee to this instead, I didn't have ghee, unfortunately, but if you add ghee to this, the fragrance of this just even is amazing. Your next door neighbor could even smell how amazing this smells. All right, so we're almost there, and we're going to now add the tadka to the dal. This is the consistency I'm looking for. The thickness is absolutely right. And I'm going to just turn off my stove. I don't want it to cook even further, and I'm going to just add my tadka or my additional fried items. And you could use as much oil as you want, as little oil. I used a little less oil than usual, trying to keep it a little healthier. But look at how amazing this dal looks. All right, perfect. So now we're gonna just wait for our rice to cook. And while cooking our rice, it'll take maybe 15 minutes total. So yeah, we'll come back and we'll show you the final product. All right, guys, so this is our final product. Our dal has been dished out. I had steamed our rice for a total of 15 minutes, and this is how it looks. It looks beautiful and fluffy, absolutely amazing. I paired the dal chawal with our famous kachumber. Kachumber is a mixture of tomatoes, cucumbers, and onions. Again, optional, but it gives a really refreshing flavor to the beautiful pair duo. And then our typical household, every Indian household always has a jar, and so this is a jar, or in English it's known as pickles. So this is a slice of mango pickled, and a beautiful accompaniment to the total dish. I hope you guys enjoy this dish. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe, and bon appetit.